Hi. Hi. I realized that I haven't done a story in like 4 days, and I was doing them pretty much every day. Sometimes I would skip a day, but I didn't do one in like 4 days. And I realized why is because I've been sleeping. When I got to the hostel that I'm staying at now, I literally slept 14 hours straight because my body needed it so bad. And the night before, which was Thanksgiving evening, I slept outside in a McDonald's play place, and I didn't really sleep because I was just like sitting up and like dozing because it was very uncomfortable and I was freezing, and I was literally covering myself with napkins because I didn't have a blanket. And it's funnier now than it was then. But I was able to get into a hostel, and so I've been here for is tonight my last night? Tonight's my last night. Yeah, so 4 nights tonight. And so I've been really enjoying being inside and resting, and also just holding space for myself and letting myself, grieve and feel what I'm needing to from things that I'm working through from my past, my not so recent past. And yeah, so that's why I haven't done a video, and um, it was just such a natural thing for me to do one every day. Like, oh, okay, it's time to do one. It's time to do a story. And I needed some inward time to where I wasn't doing anything like that. And I heard from a friend of mine that said that she had watched some of the videos and they were really inspiring. And another guy from high school that I haven't talked to in a while, expressing that it was like to keep going, and keep making videos. And I really appreciate that encouragement. Because like I said from the beginning, I'm telling these stories and stuff because it's helping me to do so. And I'm gonna, yeah, it's for me, but it's nice to hear that it's actually benefiting other people and that people are enjoying my stories. So yes, I I didn't really have a particular story in mind today, other than the reason why I haven't posted a story. The reason why I haven't told a story in 4 days is because I was needing to rest. And yeah, I thought about going back to the McDonald's play place and be like, oh, this is where I slept. This is where I slept. And yeah, like I said, it's a fun story to tell later. But when you're in the middle of it, it definitely gets you down to. There's a lot of releasing that goes on when you're cold and when you're tired and when you're in a position like like this. I think that's what I was in. Like not in a comfortable position. And then I heard men walking around outside, and I'm like, okay, like I'm safe, and but wondering if they were going to know that I was in there, and they never did, and they walked away. And yeah, I'm not doing that again, but it was what I needed for that night. And I'm putting out, which I have before, but I'm ready for stability. I'm ready for stability. And one thing I was working through with myself today was, it's like that balance of my adult self and my inner child, and being able to reparent my inner child, and giving her what she needs, my brain and my body what it needs, that had been through those experiences as a kid and as an adult, but what it is that I'm needing, and I realized that I feel like I can't give her, my child self, all of the things at once that she's wanting. I'm wanting safety and warmth and food and love. But yeah, so like with sleeping outside the other night, I was choosing between safety and warmth. And like, and emotional safety is what I mean also. So physical safety and emotional safety as well. And so with different places that I've had the option to stay indoors, it didn't feel right, and it didn't feel healthy emotionally. And so I end up going back outside, and I go back outside, and so I'm choosing between emotional safety or like warmth. And I choose the emotional safety repeatedly, I've noticed, um, and like do the best I can with the warmth situation, but choosing that and feeling like, how do I give myself all of those things at once? Because like growing up, I didn't have that. I didn't have that, and now that I am an adult, learning how to, like, how do I give myself all of those things at the same time? Somewhere that feels safe emotionally, somewhere that feels safe physically, somewhere that's warm, somewhere that I can have access to food regularly, and I don't have to limit myself. Excuse me. And yeah, and I feel like I'm still kind of figuring that out, because as far as bringing in income, which I'm not right now, I'm not. And a few of the things that I have done, music wise, to like put myself out there to bring in income, didn't end up, I didn't get anything back from that, and it was discouraging. And so it was, I think it was reaffirming that feeling of like I have to suffer in order to like have these things that I'm like the basic needs that I have to suffer for them. And I have to choose between, emotional safety and warmth, physical safety and food, and not being able to have all of these things at once. And I know now, I know that that's not true. I know that I can have all of them. I can have all of them at once. And I've had so many different like awakening experiences and mindset shifts, and feeling like, so like, what is my next step then? What is my next step then? Because I did promise myself that I wasn't going to sleep outside again, and that I've had those experiences, but I'm not going to do that again. And I was going to publish my Patreon account, and then I'm like, I was working on it last night, and I still haven't done it. I haven't published it, and the thought that keeps coming to mind is like, I already have the money that I need. It's just gaining access to that money, but not consciously knowing what that looks like to gain access to that. And yeah, like my sister says that I am ready and willing and open to receive the abundance that is going to drop in my lap just like this. And I am. And I had a breakthrough, so I guess I'm talking a lot more than I thought. I have more to say than I realized. And what was I? Now I lost my train of thought because I saw a message on my phone. Yeah, I was having lots of breakthroughs about, what it was that I was doing as far as healing my past, and reparenting myself, and kind of like having that reward at the end, and knowing that, okay, I was striving towards an award, like, okay, I do this, and this on this journey, and now you're gonna give me these things, and I earned them. Motorcycle. There's a lot of motorcycles, and the walls are not very thick. So yes, that you're going on this journey, and I'm going on this journey, and I'm getting this as a reward over here at the end. And recognizing that I'm not going on this journey for the reward. This journey of reparenting myself and loving myself isn't so that I'll get these other things. It's because I am innately worthy of these things. That I'm, you know, sitting with myself and holding my hand and letting myself cry and doing all the, like, putting all of my energy into me because I deserve it. Like, I deserve someone to do that. And I wasn't able to have the, the safety and support that I needed growing up. And now I'm giving that to myself because I did deserve it. We all do. We all deserve that. It's like the basic needs, the basic needs that we all deserve to have. We don't need to earn them. We don't need to earn them. And so I was talking to myself, I think it was yesterday, but having that breakthrough of, like, Shayara, I'm not spending all this time with you and, and loving you and listening to you and holding space for you for something else, like for some reward. I'm doing it because you deserve it. You deserve someone to do that for you. And you don't need to give me anything in return, kind of thing. And being that for myself, and it was like a really kind of a like a profound moment. And then also that my child self, all she wanted was safety and warmth and love and, food, like the basic stuff. And wasn't being provided with that growing up. And so she is feeling like, me, is feeling like, why am I suffering? Why am I still suffering? Like, we're sleeping outside. I'm sleeping outside. I was sleeping outside. And it's, it's freezing. And it's like, why don't we just go sleep at this person's house? Why don't we just go do this or do that? And so, yeah, it's listening to my child self and being able to support that part of me and feel that. And yeah, it's kind of sometimes my brain's like having a hard time fully comprehending everything that's going on. Yeah, fully comprehending, because logically it makes sense to be like, okay, I am going on this journey, and then here I get this at the end. But then having that breakthrough of, oh no, that's not what it is actually. But then the child self being like, I want stability and safety and the basic needs of a human. And me feeling like, as an adult, like, how do I give you that? How do I give you that? Because I didn't have that. I didn't have that. So how do I give that to myself now? And I think that's where my block is currently. Of, I think, but well, I am giving myself, the love and holding space and that I didn't have as a child. So I'm giving those things to myself. So why can't I give the other stuff too? Why can't I give the other stuff too? Yeah. So maybe it is just that belief of, I don't know how to give myself all of the basic needs at once. Because it was always about choosing. It was always about choosing one over the other. And if I did get to have all of them at once, it wasn't for very long. And yeah, so that's something that I've been working through. Oh, this is such a long video. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to post this video. Anyway, if you are still watching, thank you for watching.